let's begin. Come to standing. Bring the hands to the heart center. Close the eyes. Bring the attention inward. Nothing to do, nothing to seek. Everything we need is already within. Let's do the chant of Om 3 times to attract divine attention. Imagine you are everywhere. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering, and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we acquire a strong desire for the knowledge that relieves us from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against any being. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. That was just a Sanskrit translation of may all beings be happy and free. Release the arms now. Let's stand with our feet 10 inches apart. We'll do spiritual breathing to establish a deeper connection with the divine. Bring the arms up, the palms facing up, like this. As I count to 8, inhale down into the heart, the best of the best universe, right into the spiritual heart. Holding all the attention and breath at the heart. 4, 5, 6. Exhale out through the arms, just the breath. Everything that you pulled in stays inside. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale from the fingertips down through the arms, the best of the universe. Everything that you need. Now holding it all at the heart, suspend the breath, all the attention at the spiritual heart. Exhale back up to the arms. Last time, breathe into the heart. Feel as though you're a magnet pulling everything in that you need. Holding everything at the heart. Exhale out through the fingertips again, just the breath. Bring the arms down. And now we'll do some exercises to prepare the body for the practice. We'll start to watch the body moving by itself. Roll the head in circles. Try to get the ears to touch the shoulders. Make the circles large. Move according to your condition as always. And switch the direction of rotation. Now shoulder roll forward. Make the circles wide. Tap into the sensations of the shoulder blade, the movement of the shoulder blades. And then amplify those sensations by bringing the arms into the movement as well. Feel as though your shoulder blades are the wings of the heart. Now roll backwards. And again, start to circle the arms. Graceful movements. Imagine you're watching yourself in your own dreams. All the movements always fluid and light. And now, left arm up, reach up, exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, come back up. Keep the fold to the right side of the body as you lean to the right. And again, get tall, stretch the whole left side of the body. Coming up again, and lean. One last time, come up and lean. And then reach back up with your other arm up, inhale, and then exhale, go to the left. Coming back up, so allow left hand to just slide down your left leg. And up again, and bend gracefully. Reach up, and keep the left side body free of wrinkles if you can. And the last time, reach up, and go down. And come back up. Good. Now we're just going to allow the shoulders to move the body and then move faster. Move as fast as you can, really shake it up. Head and the arms flying. And start to slow it down. And release. Next one we do is called lion's breath. So we're coming down to the squat. Just come down to level that you can. At the same time, you allow your eyes to go big and your tongue to hang out of the mouth. It's good for releasing tension. And let's go. One more. And then coming back up. Good. Shake out the wrists. Bring the hands from side to side as fast as you can. And then up and down. Good. Last exercise. Pull the arms up over the head. Your palms are facing up towards the sky. And lifting up off the heels. And come back down. Walk back on your heels. Inhale, lift up on your toes. And then lift the toes. Come forward. Press into the base of the toes and then into the heels. And up again. And down. Last time. Rise up tall. And go back down. And release. Now let's come to the top of the mat. Surya Namaskar. Hands in front of the heart. Close the eyes. And just reflect upon that infamous verse from the Bhagavad Gita, the sacred text of yoga. Fix your mind on me alone. Rest your thoughts on me alone. And in me you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. This is the Lord Krishna talking to his servant Arjuna, the warrior. So establish yourself deep within your divinity. Throughout the practice. Let's move together as one to stay in a collected mind. Reach the arms up over the head. Bring the hands down to the ground. Fold the body in half. Right foot back into lunge. Lower the knee. Lift the head. Come into high plank. Knees, chest, and chin down. Now brush the nose against the ground. Come up. Raise the head. Lift the chest as well. And all the way back into downward facing dog. Allow the line in the back to soften. The right foot now steps forward to the hands. If it doesn't make it all the way, just place your knee down, assist the foot forward with your right hand. Feet together, chest against the thighs, head down. Come up. Bring the hands back to the heart. Reach up again, stretch the whole front of the body. Come down gracefully, hands to the ground. Left foot back into lunge. Sink down through the seat. Into the plank. Ashtanga Namaskar, knees, chest, and chin down. Again, come forward. Scoop up into Cobra. Bring the head all the way back. Roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward to the hands. Uttanasana. Belly to the thighs, head down. Come all the way up. Pranayama. Reach up again. Go down. Don't worry about the breath. Just move the body in a way that feels intuitive. Right foot back.
to keep the breath steady and even. Down, knees, seat all the way back behind the heels like child's pose. And then come forward, glide between your arms into cobra 3 times. We're going to come back. Take the seat back, come forward again. Smoothly come up. Like a wave on the ocean, starting flat, and then rising up like a wave cresting as the head lifts. And then bend the toes under, back into downward facing dog this time. Right foot steps forward to the hands, drop the seats down nice and low. Uttanasana, bow to the legs. Come all the way up, arch back, return home. Again, lift up, go down. The breath remains steady and even. The body moves with more fluidity and ease. Left foot back into plank, knees down, seat all the way back behind the heels. Slide forward into cobra. Return, child's pose. Again, come forward, brush your nose to the ground, come up, lift the heart and back. Last time, smoothly come forward. All the transitions, smooth the transition, seamless. Adho Mukha Savasana, downward facing dog. Then the left foot steps forward to the hands, sink down to the seat. Feet together, bow to the legs again, always expressing humbleness in all your movements. Come all the way up. Return home. A new variation this time. Reach the arms up over the head, hips forward, bring the hands down. Now from here, plant the hands, move forward, shoulders over the fingertips, press into your hands, bend your elbows and jump back, or you can walk back. You're hovering just above the ground. Now press into your hands, upward facing dogs. This is like cobra, except your hips and knees are off the ground. Pull the shoulders back, pull the neck out of the shoulders so that the back and neck doesn't get all wrinkled up. Make like a dog howling at the moon. Hold it for a moment, stretch the front of the body, bring your head back and your chest up. Downward facing dog. Lift the seats, pull the belly towards the thighs, and at the same time just bounce to the chest a little. Try to get your chest to the ground. So make like a dog stretching out its back. You can see if you can bring your top of the head to the ground. If you're very flexible, the back of the head might come down. Now lift the heels, look to the hands. You can either jump forward or walk your feet forward. Come all the way up, Hasta Uttanasana. Hands back to the heart. And again, sweep the arms up and back. Fold down gracefully. Again, shift your weight forward, shoulders over the fingertips. Press into your hands, lift up a little bit, and then just slide, allow your feet to slide back. Come up into upward facing dog. If it's too much, stay in cobra. Pull the shoulders back. All the wrinkles out of the lower back as well. Stretch up. Beautiful. Back into downward facing dog. Again, just do the exercises, just opening up the shoulders a little bit, bounce the chest and the shoulders a little bit. Try to get your chest to the ground. Flatten out the arms. Take again the shape of a dog stretching the back out. And then lift the heels, look between the hands, bend your knees, spring forward or walk your feet forward. Chest to the thighs, head down. Come all the way up. Bring the hands back to the heart. Now just flow through the movements, no just calm down. Plant your hands and then come back right into chaturanga through to upward facing dog. No pauses needed this time. Just glide right back into downward facing dog. Then look to the hands, bend the knees, lift the heels and lightly jump forward, landing your feet quietly. Fold the body down and then pull right back up. Hands back to the heart. Make it look like a dance. All the movements smooth. Reach up, go down, Pull the body against the legs, lift the head, make your way back into chaturanga, right through into upward facing dog, back into downward facing dog. Lose yourself in the sensations. Lift the heels, bend the knees, bring your feet forward, fold the body down on the legs, come right back up to standing. Bring the hands back to the heart. Take a breath in from the heart to the third eye, the space between your eyebrows. Exhale back down to the heart. Stay rooted in your divinity, in your highest self, which we call God in this tradition of yoga. And release. Standing poses. So now we go into the poses. We just try to embody as much as possible, embrace all the qualities of what we're representing. Tree poses start. Standing on the left foot first, bring the right knee up. You can either do your normal tree with your foot against the inseam of the leg, or if you have a lotus, go ahead. Bring your knee up, pull the foot right against the hip crease, and if you can, drop the knee down. Good. Press the edge of the foot into the hip, or the foot flat, pressing the base of the toes and the heel against the inseam of the leg. Bring the hands to the heart. Gaze beyond the tip of the nose. Be steady like the tree of life, large and ancient and strong. And then, if you like, raise your arms up high over the head. You can even take your gaze up. Every pose an expression of surrender. So you're saying, take me, I'm yours, to do your will, to do the service of love to all beings. It's always the intention running through our minds. Bring the hands back to the heart and release. Good. Other side. Enter the pose with grace, with not too much fuss, so that you have longer to spend in the pose and to embrace the consciousness of the pose. And when you're ready, raise your arms. Make like a tree growing towards the sun. Whatever happens, remain unconcerned, unbothered. Your practices, and we are always affected by just this ever-shifting states of the gunas, the forces that bring us into maybe a restless or stagnant or a peaceful state. They always shift. Be unbothered. Stay the same. Bring the hands back to the heart and release. Good. Next pose, ballet pose. Standing firm on the left foot first. Raise the right foot up. Take hold of the heel. Behind the heel, the thumb is holding the back of the heel. And then see if you can straighten your leg. You have to lean a little bit away from the leg and come up nice and high. Try to look like a ballet dancer. Think about the poise and the grace. Lift up the heart, gaze up, arch the back if you like. Good. Now, option here to release the foot, so keep the leg engaged and try not to, so that you don't allow the foot to fall at all. Keep it at the same height. Keep the leg engaged as you bring the leg down. Close up the pose, arms by the side. Just take a moment to visualize yourself in the pose, holding with complete ease and steadiness. And then see if the body will realize that on the other side. Take the left foot, same way. Come into the pose. Point the toes. Again, you can push your chest forward and up a little bit. Look up if you've got good balance. Beautiful, girls.
And if you like, keep the legs strong, engaged, release the foot, allow it to float there. Slowly bring it down. Close the pose again. Good. Now come to the back of the mat, warrior 3. Bring the arms up over the head. Get nice and tall, then like a charging warrior, step into the pose, come forward with intention. Lean forward and bring the right leg up. So it's like you're lying on a table, flat and straight as an arrow. If you like, toppling tree, swim your arms back, interlace your fingers, palms open. Bring the body down lower so the belly comes to the thighs, but then pull the chin forward a little bit, raise the right leg up a little bit higher. Head to fall a little bit towards the toes. This is a good preparation for the next pose. Arch the back. Om. Come back out. Good. Move right onto the other foot. Arms up. Right forward, right foot forward. And then come forward with intention, with strength, with power, the power of the warrior. Make as though you're lying on the table. Either stay there if you like, or toppling tree. Interlace your fingers again. Bring the body down lower. You can bring your hands to the ground if you need to. Do whatever you need to do to find your way into the pose and find the pose in steadiness. Push your chest forward a little bit. Stretch the front of the body from the chin all the way to the toes. Om. Good, come back. All right, next pose, crescent moon. So step the left foot forward, come down onto your knee. Sink down, right down, so the seat is low. So if you need to, you roll the mat along the edge of the mat over. If you bring your seat all the way forward, you won't have as much pressure on the knee. Alternatively, if you've got issues with the knee, you lift your knee up off the ground, push to the base of the toes, okay? So options there. Now just bring your hands to the front knee, inhale, push the belly button forward, allow the chest to go up and the head to go back. Drop the seat all the way forward. Copy asana, bring the arms up, hands in Kali Mudra if you can, index fingers together, form the same line as the arms. Rock the shoulders back and forth. Make a shape of a crescent moon. Index fingers go over the back toe. You may stay here, or there's another variation. So to make your way partway into the variation, you can stay here if your left hand on the knee, right hand slides towards the back foot. So curve your body. If you can go further, you pick up the back foot. You bring the toes into the crook of the arm, the ear, the fingers are by the ear. Left arm goes around, lock the fingers together, and then you can start to push the toes into the wrist and then try to lengthen your arms. Try to smooth out the sharp angles in your arms. No very sharp bends, graceful lines like a swan's neck. Look forward. Now break the pose, pull the foot towards the shoulder first, let it go. Change sides. Bring the right foot forward, back knee down. Sink down to the seat.
Again, push the chest forward, pull the belly button forward, and then the head goes back. When you're ready, sweep the arms up. Asana. Wiggle the shoulders again if you like. Try to get the arms to stay close to the head without bending the elbows. Good. Radiate devotion. You may stay here or try the next variation. Halfway like this, or see if you can pull the back foot up. And then again, press the toes and see elbow. You can keep your arms bent if you need to while you're trying to learn to pose. Eventually, when you gain more flexibility, you stretch out the arms a little bit more. Turn the chest forward, the gaze is up. That's the idea, good. Pull the foot towards the shoulder if you have that variation. Place the foot back down. Change sides, left foot in front. So the legs are like a box. Nice sharp right angle, the front leg and back leg. Bend the toes under on the back foot. Starting off with Sukha Parivita Parsvakonasana. Raise the right arm up and then pull the elbow right down. So the armpit is right against the thigh. Hands in prayer or left fist in the right hand. Push the body up so the chest comes to the thumbs. Roll the left shoulder all the way back. Now pull the left hip back, head forward. If you want to take a bind, go ahead. Left arm goes over the back. You bind the hands just against the belly. And if you can, lift the back knees up off the ground. Extend your line. You can always stay with your prayer position or your fist in hand. Try to turn your chest and face up. Good. Beautiful. And nice. Release. Coming back down. And see if you can go to the other side now. So change your feet around. I'll do it this way so you can see. The right foot is in front, bend the toes under and the back foot. Left arm comes up. And then ankle the toe and knee towards the left. Armpit is right against the knee. Then hands in prayer or fist, right fist and left hand. Bring the chest to the thumbs. Roll the right shoulder all the way back. Do it to other expressions of the pose as you see fit. Either binding, lifting the back knee up, combination of both. The important thing is the effort. Try to go to the edge of your potential every time, to always continue to redefine your edge. Good. And break the pose. Come back out. Now from here, left foot in front, right leg back, just push back and forth. Trying to get the hips to sink down. And then lower the back knee down, flatten out the toes, roll towards the right, see if you can get the right forearm down. Roll back towards the left forearm comes down. Keep the knee close to the shoulder. Now pull against the floor, bring the head forward, keep the gaze fixed like a lizard that doesn't blink. Very flexible. You can try to bring your chest on the ground, left arm comes to the outside of the foot to make it easier for the chest to come flat. Now imagine you're the lizard sunning itself, hugging the warm earth. poses. Om. Change sides. Bring the right foot forward. Left foot moves back, and again, glide back and forth. And then push the left heel back as far as you can. Lower the knee, flatten out the toes. Roll to the left, left forearm down. See if you can get the right forearm down, rolling to the other side. And keep the gaze steady. It's said that Soham, that mantra, resonates through every being unconsciously. I am you, you are me, I am that I am. So you always try to bring that into the spirit of the practice. You become what you are imitating. Om. Come back onto the hands. Step the right foot back beside your left foot, coming into plank position. Good. And now back into downward facing dog. Lift the seat up and back. Vasisthasana. Move the left hand more in front of the nose. Spin towards the right. Lift the right arm up. If you need to, bring the left knee on the ground. Make like you're a kite being blown from behind, hips forward. Watch the body moving. You are not the body nor the mind. Imagine you're the witness, the seer, not the doer. Now, switch sides. Come back to downward facing dog. Right hand moves towards the left. Gracefully make your way into the pose on the other side. Bring the left shoulder back. Your shoulders, you're in one on top of the other. Beautiful. Good. Now switch again. Back on your left hand. If you want to do other variations, you may. So you come into the pose. You can slide your right toes back if you like. Make sure that the left foot is flat on the ground. The toes are at 45 degrees. And if you're strong with the left hand and the left foot, you might be able to take the right knee up, hold the knee, maybe, and hold the foot. Or Urdhva Dhanurasana if you like. Go right into upward facing bow. Make it an offering. Om. Come back down. Step back gracefully into downward facing dog. Right to the other side. Turn the right foot at a 45-degree angle. Keep strong for the left arm. Right arm, don't fall into the shoulder. And do your variations. Keep your hips up. Beautiful. Return downward facing dog. Gracefully come back. Now from here, step the left foot forward to the hands. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Raise your arms up over the head. Extend the spine from the base of the spine right up to the fingertips, one straight line. Take the head back behind the arms, look up as though in devotion. Sink down through the seat. Good, now straighten the front leg, press into the front foot, turn to alongside the mat. Toes, feet parallel, and bring your hands in front of the heart. Hero sequence. From the solar plexus, breathe up to the space between the eyebrows. Exhale back down to solar plexus, the center of power. So establish yourself firmly in your own power. Bring your hands to the seat, walk your feet in a little bit if you need to, so the toes are a little bit beyond the edges of the mat.
standing back bends. You can bend your knees a little bit like sitting on a horse, push your hips forward, and then keep pulling down on the seat. Curl the tail under, bring the head all the way back. If you feel comfortable, slide your hands down the backs of the legs one at a time. Hold just below the knees or keep walking down towards the feet. Try to keep your legs, or try to straighten your legs at some point too. Om. Carefully bring one hand back at a time onto your seat. Pull down on the seat. Lead with the heart to come back up. Walk your feet back out a little bit. Arms out to the side. Prasarita Padottanasana. Hinge forward. And you can take hold of the opposite of the outside of the ankles or step down on your fingers with the edges of the feet, outer edges. And then see if you can pull your body right between the legs. Head and the seat, straight vertical line. Push the chest forward. That's what you're trying to get your chest behind the knees. Legs straight. Roll the thighs outwards, roll the shins inward. Every pose is an opportunity to find quietness, to try to meditate. Keep the meditation going, no matter what the body's doing. Now start to come up, arms out to the side, press into the feet, come up steadily. Good. Once more into the back bend, push your hands into seat, adjust your feet again. And again, push into the seat, pull down at the same time. Allow the chest to come up and the head to drop back. Move your hands onto your legs as you see fit. And once you're in position, push into your feet, straighten out the legs. Roll the thighs outwards, roll the shins inwards. Om. Hands back on the seat, pull down and come up. Now turn to the right. Right toes face forward, Virabhadrasana 1 again. Slide your left foot back a little bit more, but keep it flat on the ground. Take on the consciousness of a mighty warrior. That's it. Back leg straight, beautiful. Look up. Nice. And now turn to along the side of the mat again, and then step your feet back together. Good. Next pose, we're kind of coming into headstand. So make your way down. And then I think pretty much all of you can get into some version of headstand. You can stay in your teddy bear if you like. That's all good. If and when you're ready, go ahead into your pose. Come up nice and smooth. Watch the body moving by itself gracefully. Split your legs if you like. To make it easier for you, press to the base of the toes. And remain quiet in the pose once you arrive. Find stillness. Allow your mind to go back to that Soham consciousness. Inhale So, exhale Hum. I am you, you are me. I am that I am. Good. Pressing the base of the toes to stay strong and aligned in a straight line. If you
you have a lotus, you can try to come into lotus, or keep your legs straight if you can't fully make it into lotus. Start to come down smoothly in a controlled fashion. Land quietly. Come into child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Softly. Now, roll your way up. Find your way onto your back. That was the king of the postures. Next is queen of the postures, Shalvingasana. Once you're down on your back, just relax for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. Now, arms beside your body, palms down. Come up, bring your legs up. Keep pressing into your arms to bring your feet up and keep pushing into your arms until your feet go back over your head for plow pose. And then move your arms behind your back, join your hands together. So your wrists are together. Try to pull your toes way, way, way far away from your head so that your hips are over your shoulders. Now bring your hands to your back and then bring your legs up. Try to have a straight line from the toes right to the chin. You can do your lotus here if you like, if you have a lotus. And either whether you're doing lotus or straight legs, if you're right on the tips of the shoulders, your feet have to be a little bit more over the head. You might be able to eventually take your hands to your thighs as well. Unsupported shoulder stand. Once you're in a pose, again, close your eyes. Bring the attention to the space between the eyebrows. And you can just visualize something there, perhaps an Om symbol. All the while, imagine that the sound of Om is resonating through the body. Be immersed in all its vibrations and colors. Yes, press your hips a little bit further forward. Try to get this straighter line. Beautiful. If you're in lotus, try to push your knees up higher than the hips. Now start to lower your legs back down in plow pose behind your head. Try not to break the attention from the space between the eyebrows, Trikuti, the seat of divine perception. You can, if you like, bring your thighs against the body and the knees land beside the ears. Withdraw from your sense organs. Be unmoved and undisturbed by any sensory inputs that are coming through your senses. Good. Remain steady. Bring your hands behind your back, palms on the floor, and then start to pull the legs back over the body. Keep them close to the body as they come down. No jerky motions, a fluid transition. And as legs get closer, the seat comes onto the hands. Bring your legs all the way down. Now tuck your shoulders under a little bit more so your arms are way underneath the body. And then push into the elbows. Push the chest up as much as you can. Bring the top of the head to the ground. Fish pose. Try to get the chest as high as possible, like you're trying to beam love out of your heart in all directions, everywhere. Reaching everybody. Charge the legs. If you want, you can bring your legs up 12 inches off the mat. If you're feeling strong. Release from the pose. Lie on the back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now to make the transition into boat pose, just for fun, is to work our core a little bit. Return to plow pose. Send your feet over your head. Take your 2 peace fingers around the big toes or hold the ankles. Now take a breath in. Exhale completely, and on the space between the inhale, exhale, and inhale, come to seated without dropping your legs, without bending your knees, and still holding onto your feet. That's the idea. Good. Now you can keep your legs bent or keep your legs straight. Pull your body up closer to the legs. So the back is straight, and then keep your legs engaged so you can let go of your legs. Arms out to the side. Look over your toes. Fast streak of breath. Be very fast to the nose like a sniffing dog. Bring the knees down. Hug the legs to the body. Inhale deeply. Right up to the top of the chest. Now hold the breath. Apply the throat in a root lock. Contract the muscles of the perineum. Pull them up towards the navel. Chin on the chest. Tongue behind the teeth at the upper palate. Attention at the third eye as always. Keep holding. Slowly exhale. Relax the locks. Now place your hands beside the seat. Push your seat all the way up and then roll your way up slowly. Keep the head heavy until your shoulders are up and back. Good. Once again, hero sequence. Step out to the long side of the mat with the right foot, hands to the heart. Now inhale from the heart to the third eye. Exhale back down to the heart. Establish yourself again deeply in God, deeply in the highest self, with love in your heart. Hands on the seat again. Adjust your feet as you need to. Make your way into the back bend. If you bend your knees a lot and your body's flatter, if you can see the ground, you might be able to eventually take one hand at a time down and come into your upward facing bow. That's another option. Okay? But don't go to a place of anxiety or fear. It's not what you want to offer up. Don't go to a place of pain in the body either. Make the experience as wonderful as possible, for it's an offering. You're channeling all the benefits to all beings through your practice. Now walk your hands back. If you're on the legs, onto the seat. Come all the way back. Open up your feet a little bit more. Arms out to the side. Hinge forward. Wide angle forward bend. Head is down on the ground between the feet, ideally. Back is straight. Option here to come into headstand. So you bring your hands back in tripod, bring them in front, your fingers a little bit behind the heels, and then you try to straddle up from here. So you have to have your hips over your shoulders, press into your hands, and then circle your legs right up. The weight is on the top of the head. If you're in headstand, try to come down softly. Open up your legs again, circle them down. Keep your hips up, keep your core engaged so that you land your feet in the same place as they start right beside your head, on either side of the head, and your hands. And then press into your feet, arms out to the side, come back up. Good. Once again into your back bend, place your hands and move into position. Just watch the body moving by itself. The more grace you see your body moving with, the more it materializes in your practice. Make your way back up smoothly. Separate your feet. Another variation with the arms this time. Take your arms out to the side. You can either join your hands behind the back, interlace them, or you can bring your hands into reverse namaste. Press the heels of your palms together, push into the back of the heart. Inhale, push the heart up from behind, raise ahead. Exhale, go down. Keep the shoulders back so the chest stays open. And see if you can get the top of the head to rest on the ground again. Keep the palms together if you can. It stimulates the crown chakra. Om. Press into the feet. Come all the way back up. One last time into your back bend. You can move your feet closer if you like. And then move into the pose. Allow your head to come back. Aiming to get your head closer to the ground so you can see the ground easily, which makes it a little bit more palatable to eventually come into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Beautiful, everybody. Come back up. Bring your hands back to the heart center. And then step your feet back together. Arms dropped by the sides, standing tall in mountain, being formidable like a mountain. Breathe in from the heart to the third eye. Establish yourself firmly in your divinity. Exhale back down. Whatever form you're in, no matter. You're always divine manifestation of God. Now from here, come down into seated position. Paschimottanasana. Your legs are in front. Raise your arms up over the head. Hinge forward. Bring your body down onto your legs. Bend your knees if you need to so that your belly and your thighs stay together. Your armpits are right by the knees, a little bit forward. Keep on trying to move your chest further beyond the knees. Imagine all the blood rushing to the base of the spine where your attention is. And maybe you'll feel that pulsation of all the blood rushing there. Eventually those pulsations might be strong enough to open up the base of the spine, the central psychic channel. But it doesn't open unless you're observing ahimsa, compassion. So stay rooted in that ethical rules as well. One more inhale. Pull the chest further forward. Exhale, pour more weight into the legs. And then come back up. Arms up over the head. And then from here, place your hands beside the seat. Come into a squat. Feet wide. Elbows in the inside of the knees. The wrists between the knees. The elbows. Okay, now Ardha Titibhasana. Slide your left shoulder in, lift the seat just as much as you need to bring your left arm all the way underneath the leg. Right hand forms a fist, and then just drop it down, catch it with the left hand. Raise the right hip up, try to straighten out the right leg. Eventually try to lift the left hip as well. Both legs eventually straight, head down, look past your right shoulder. If you're more flexible, try to move your hand up towards the elbow, straighten out the right arm. Now you can stay here or move into bird of paradise. So you walk your right foot a little bit closer, lift the left heel, take a half breath in, push into the right foot, and come up. Standing. Once you're up, you can see if you can straighten out the left leg. Try to use this shoulder to push the leg back behind your body a little bit more. Raise the chest. That's the idea. Bit by bit, breath by breath. Beautiful, nice. Slowly come down. Stay strong on the standing foot so you can come down with control. Back into the squat, right to the other side. Slide the right shoulder in and go ahead. Drop the left wrist down into the right hand, catch with the right hand. Spine is trying to lengthen, head down towards the ground, seat is high. Bird of paradise. If you did on the other side, try it on this side. The half breath in helps to lighten yourself to come up. Just watch the body moving. Completely unattached to the results. Just make it an offering. Now pull the body up out of the hips, straighten up, stand tall. Nice. Come back down. Back into the squat. All right, moving to the full version. I'll do it sideways so you can see. So you just try to move one shoulder, lower the seat a little bit, move one shoulder in behind, and then lift the other heel. Try to get the other shoulder back behind as much as possible. And then bring your hands to the seat and push into the seat, push it up towards the sky. If your elbows are free, you might be able to eventually Bring your hands and join them behind your back. Keep lifting your seat. Bring your head through. So your legs straighten. Okay, so just do the best that you can. That's the idea, Monique. Good. Make sure your feet are not too far apart. Should be just a little bit more than hip width apart so that you can get your shoulders way behind. That's the idea. You just hold on to the heels too. You can just, with your thumb and your index finger, you can just hold on to the back of the heel. Just move your chest through between your legs. Okay, good. And then come back down. Now bring your hands in front, come into plank, lower down onto the belly. Bring the forehead on the hands, stack the hands on top of another, and rest. Breathe in, breathe out, relax. Just wiggle your hips from side to side a little bit, shake them out a little bit. Moving into back bends next. Now next pose is cobra, so bring your feet together like the tail of a snake. You can start in Sphinx pose, you can hold the edges, front edges of the mat, and just pull your chest forward. And then you start to lift the elbows up, curve the spine. And then when you feel ready, you start to walk your hands closer and closer to the body until you find your way into your expression of the pose. Lift the head up high. Work on King Cobra as well. Separate the feet. Bring your fingertips right beside the hips. Push into the fingertips and send their body up as the head as high as you can. Lift the chin towards the sky. Then bend the knees. Bring the feet towards the head. Point the toes. Squeeze imaginary socks behind the knees. Just visualize yourself in the pose. Tap into the consciousness of a snake. Come into its body. Beautiful, that's it. Shoulders back, neck long. Stay a little bit longer. Release, come down. Nice. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now flip onto your back. Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow. Bring your heels right, close to the seat, edges of the feet in line with the edges of the hips. Bring the fingertips on either side of the head. Push into the fingertips and then lift the seat up and slide your head back. Land on the top of the head, turn your hands around, fingers facing towards the toes. Slightly turned outwards as well so the elbows don't go out to the side. You can either stay here, if this is enough for you, or take a half breath in and lift the head up off the mat. Extend your arms and your legs, lift up your heels, and just play around in the pose. Try to stay strong in the pose and try to stay there as long as you can. Surrender to the pose. Imagine you're an arc, holding a structure up and building up. Arms and legs are straight. So if you can, move your hands closer to the feet. Try different variations. Other modifications you can do if you want to do a bridge pose instead, that's a possibility. Good. back down. Just rest. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. Next pose. Sit up. Time to balance on our forearms. All right, so you can find your way closer to the wall if you like. Remember to pull the elbows in a little bit closer than the shoulders. Lock the thumbs together, spread the fingers. And imagine you're like when you're skating, you're doing a snow plow. So you're trying to push into the ground to offer some resistance, and then this will keep your arms strong. And then you can do it against the wall if you need to, okay? So go ahead if you know what you're doing. Other way you can do it so that you about almost a leg's length away from the wall. You lift up, you push one foot into the wall, and you bring the other foot over past your back. And then see if you can keep pressing to your arms, and just see if you can bring your toes away from the wall. Flex your feet. Okay? So do it with mindfulness. Or you can do it facing the wall, like with your head towards the wall. So whichever one you feel comfortable with. Go ahead. That's it. Bring your feet closer to the elbows to start. So you don't have to jump as much. And when you're trying to launch yourself, come right off your heel as high as you can and try to push your knee into your belly. That's it, Jenny. Good. Flex your toes. Beautiful. That's it. Bring your foot a little bit closer to the elbows first, Monique. Okay? Try to have your feet as close to the elbows as possible so you're already in a right alignment. You okay, Janique? That was a nice hold though. It was good. Maria, you can just do this with your head on the ground if you like as well, okay? Good. Give another couple minutes. Just try, and if you're getting comfortable, just try to hold it longer. Keep your feet close to your seat also. If your legs are extended, it's harder to keep your balance, and they'll so keep your legs close to the body. Make sure your elbows are not too wide. That's the idea. That's it, Monique. Good. That's it. That's the idea. Okay. And now let's just come down. Rest. Child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. So imagine tapping into the consciousness, like tapping in psychically with your teacher. Whoever it is, your guru. Someone who you know who can do it. Physically, mentally, and emotionally. And then they share all the knowledge and all the tricks with you. Now, roll back up. Purvottanasana. So you have a lotus, come into lotus now. I'll demonstrate the lotus one first. And if this is looks a little bit too much, you can do the regular one. Okay, so if you're in lotus, have a tight lotus. Bring your fingertips on either side of the hips, close. And you have to push hard on the fingertips. Just engage your core, pull the belly button towards the back of the body, and inhale, lift up. Push your hips forward, bring your head back. To come out, keep pushing your fingertips hard. And then chin into your chest, lower down. So if you have weak wrists, then be careful with this. Other version, with your legs extended, knees bent a little bit, fingers facing back. And then again, just sink your belly button towards the lower back. Inhale, lift up, roll the thighs towards another so the toes come down. Chest is higher than the shoulders, bring the head back. So go ahead into your variation now. You can do bench pose as well, if it's too much. Now, once you're in it, breathe very fast like a dog. Last streak of breath. Prepare to come out, chin into the chest, push into your hands or fingertips, whatever the case, lower down. Draw the knees close to the body, hug them tightly to the chest, inhale again. Hold the breath, apply the throat in a root lock, third eye focus. Keep the tension in your throat and your root muscles. Release, exhale slowly. Release the tension. Vajrasana. Fold the left leg back if you can. Bring the right foot into your hand and just wave it from side to side. If you can, lean back, bring your knee towards the shoulder, drop the heel onto the top of the thigh. And if there's no resistance, if it doesn't offer any pain, you can come into your lotus. Otherwise, you can bring it to the inseam of the leg. Okay, so come into your bind, turn your body to belly over the right thigh, wrap the right arm around, and see if you can find the foot. Use the other hand to assist it forward. Use a strap if you like. Wrap something around your foot and hold the strap. Left hand forms a fist. Push the fist into the back of the knee or slip your hand underneath the knee. Inhale, rise up. Take all the folds out of the side body, out of the waist. Exhale, turn to the right. Keep pulling on the foot. Make sure that the left side of the seat doesn't become dislodged. I'll try to push the lower back up and in. Bring it up above the right arm behind you. Lean forward a little bit, so if your hand's underneath your knee, you can get your palm down. Change sides. Switch your legs around. Take your left foot out. If you lean back, again, you'll get your foot close to where it has to be, right close to the hip, so that it's an easy entry into your lotus. And keep your knees closer together as well to make it easier to have the foot to have higher so that you can find the foot more easily for the bind. If you're more flexible, you can try to get not only hold the toes, but slip it down. Try to take hold of the heel. Right hand to the outside the left knee. Inhale, lift up the chest. Pull the wrinkles out of the side body. Exhale, turn to the left. Anchor down through both sides of the seat equally. Feel the spiral or visualize a spiral going all the way from the base of the spine right up to the base of the brain. Come back to face forward. Lie on your back for a few moments for Shavasana. Just rest.
We'll just be in here for shortly, a few breaths just to settle the body, release all the tension. Once you're down on your back, take a deep breath in. Exhale, imagine you're fainting. Let go of all efforts, all tension. Imagine you're taking it in, best of the best. Now return to seated. We'll do some pranayama before we enter into deep relaxation. So sit tall and supremely still. Shoulders back, back is completely vertical. So let's start off with ujjayi breathing, victorious breathing. So imagine the breath starting just below the belly button. Inhale. You fill up. Imagine the lungs expanding, the chest grows big, right to the top of the chest. Exhale. Everything deflates. Chest first and then the belly. And you keep breathing. The inhales about the same length as the exhale, about 5 seconds on each segment. At the same time, you're breathing through a partially constricted throat so that you make an ocean sound. If you're having trouble to start that, just open your mouth, breathe through the mouth. Make it audible, exhale. And then close your mouth. But continue that sensation that you're breathing through the mouth and you're making that, keep on making that sound. Hands in Yana Mudra, second finger and thumb tips connected, other 3 fingers straight, resting on your knees. So let's begin. Just empty the lungs first. So you start an empty, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, watch this chest expanding. In your imagination, exhale, deflating. Inhale as much as you can in that short space of time. Exhale, deflate completely. Or exhale completely. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, feel the heat building. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale completely. Inhale, fill up. Right to the top of the chest. Now hold the breath. Contract the root muscles. Pull them up towards the navel. Chin against the chest. Tongue to the teeth. Up behind the teeth to the upper palate. Watch the space between the eyebrows to attract all the prana there. Now keep holding the breath, but try to let in a little bit more air if you can. Again, see if you can let in a little bit more air if you have any more space left in your lungs. Keep holding the breath. Keep the throat and the root lock engaged. Exhale slowly. Release the locks. Relax. Allow the breath out like a steady stream. From the solar plexus, breathe all the way up to the space between the eyebrows. Feel empowered and powerful at the same time. Exhale back down to the solar plexus. Again, solar plexus up to the third eye. Exhale back down to the solar plexus. Next technique. Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing with no breath retention. Just inhaling through the left, plugging the nose in between, holding both sides of the nose closed. Exhale through the right, inhale back through the right, plug the nose, exhale through the left again. Watch the breath descending on the inhale down into lungs, exhale, rising back up. Feel a coolness accompanying the breath as it moves down the spine, coolness moving back up the spine as the breath comes up. Okay, so visualization technique, very powerful, which helps for meditation as well. It is a meditation technique. So let's just get ready. The right hand in Vishnu Mudra, second, third fingers fold down, turn the palm towards the face for pranayama. Keeping the left hand on the left knee, sitting up tall, exhale completely. Close off the right nostril, inhale through the left, down. Pause in the middle, close both sides, exhale through the right, watch the breath move back up. Inhale right, watch the breath move down, the coolness goes down as well. Pause in the middle, close both sides of the nose, exhale through the left. Watch the breath move back up. Inhale left, down. Exhale right, right back up. Inhale right, watch the breath moving down, feel the coolness going down. Exhale left. Inhale down left. Exhale right, go up. Inhale right, down. Exhale left, up. Continue on your own. You can lengthen the cycle of your inhales and exhales if you like. Keep it even, no?
One more cycle after the current one completes. In through the left, exhale through the left. Once you're done, lie on the back. Get ready for Yoga Nidra. Make yourself comfortable. Ensure your warmth by wearing extra layers if you need to. Lie on the back. You want to keep the body as still as possible in your Yoga Nidra, so as to allow yourself to lose body consciousness completely. Once you're still, try not to move. If you need to move, just move as minimally as possible and try to not move the side that has already been relaxed. Now, prepare yourself mentally by repeating to yourself the following sentence 3 times. I will remain awake and alert during the instructions. We begin on the left side by systematically relaxing the body. Bring your attention to the left hand and just suggest to the fingers to just relax completely. Remove all tension, allow them to fall limply. The back of the hand as well feels over just dead weight. Palm of the hand is soft, no tension anywhere in that palm. It's completely soft. The wrist joint is loose, so the full hand is completely lifeless. Start to bring your attention now to the left forearm. Relax it completely as well, and through the relaxing, feel it getting heavy. So those skin were just hanging and the muscles were just hanging from the bones. And then start to feel that heaviness creep its way up through the arm, past the elbow joint, which is just loose, into the upper arm, and right into the shoulder joint as well. Relax the shoulder completely. Make note of any tension and just try to let it go out with a breath. And then start to feel that heaviness just creep its way down into the whole shoulder blade region, down the left side of the back. Feel the left side of the back, upper back, the shoulder blade area just sinking down deeper and deeper into the soft earth below. And it moves down, not only in the shoulder blade, but past in the lower back, along the side body, along the front, everything becoming extremely heavy on the left side. Moving down into the hips, the whole front of the hips.
feeling them getting heavier and heavier. So someone just poured cement right into them, liquid cement, and it became hard, moving and spreading to the outside of the hip and into the seat as well. So the whole body feels anchored down. And then it starts to move into the thigh, which is heavy as lead. And still it keeps on traveling downwards, down past the knee, into the lower leg, the calf, the shin, feeling very heavy, immobilized. The whole leg now, heavy as can be. And then now the foot, the ankle is loose. So just allow that sensation of the body becoming deadened into the foot as well. The bottom of the foot and heel relaxed. The front of the foot relaxed, no tension there. The toes, big toe, second, third, fourth, and fifth, completely limp and lifeless. Now, on the right side, we repeat the whole process. Bring your attention out to the right hand. And suggest to it to relax as well. The fingers, suggest them to just let go of all the tension and just immediately feel the fingers just go limp and lifeless. As with the back of the hands, as with the palm, which remains soft, no tension. Wrist loose, limp, flaccid. And then slowly that sensation of heaviness starts to come into the lower arm as it relaxes. And it starts to move its way up through the arm. Right up to the shoulder. So the whole arm feels like dead weight, heavy, lifeless, and useless. And when it reaches the shoulder joint, it just spreads starts to invade the shoulder blade area as well. And that whole area of the back, the right side of the back, becomes heavy. Feel it sinking down into the earth. Feeling it spread and move further down until it allows the lower back as well to just sink into the softness that supports it from below, the side, the right side, and then eventually moves into the hip joint. The front of the pelvis is starting to feel very heavy as that heaviness starts to flood it. And it starts to make its way around to the outside of the hip and into the seat. The seat feels very, very heavy. And with the thigh now taking on that, feeling the heaviness move into the thigh, the whole body on the right side, the seat and the thigh feel anchored down. No possibility of moving, especially when the left side is already grounded. Feel now that heaviness just moving down further into the lower leg. Passes right through the knee and the ankle. The whole leg itself now. Big inactive mass. Completely lifeless. And the foot now starts to relax. The bottom of the foot, the heel, soft. The top of the foot, no tension. The toes, all just releasing every bit of effort that was in them. And from the neck down all the way to the toes and fingers, everything just dead-like, still. The torso now starts to get the same sensation of heaviness, of sluggishness in its function. The organs, imagine they're being filled with cement. They too are affected by this heaviness and are unable to just function. They come to stillness almost, just barely enough to keep life sustained. The lungs, left and right, the heart, the liver, the kidneys, the stomach, the intestines, all the rest. So they were frozen. Above the neck, the head is resting on the ground. Head is heavy. Scalp is relaxed and the forehead shows no signs of tension or anxiety. It's smooth and soft, as are the cheeks, the nose, the mouth, and a slight smile. And within the mouth, the tongue just resting in its bed. The teeth comfortably set, no grinding, no clenching. The jaw is soft, the throat is relaxed, as is the neck. And tracing back along the jawline to the ears and in the space between the ears. Within the skull, the brain also finds quietness. As the body is now in a dead state, the mind has more of an opportunity to come into stillness as well. To not be affected by the restlessness, the mind quiets down. All it sees, all it's capable of doing is just watching the image of the body like a corpse. Imagine it lying on a beach while waves rolling over the body, which is sitting right at the edge where the water comes onto the sand. The body's still so heavy that it just keeps sinking down and down into the sand. And eventually, as the waves roll over, the next time the waves roll back out, the body is gone from view, sunk right down. Lose all body consciousness, lose all body sensation. The water just keeps coming up and down on the sand, constant tide. Sometimes it is powerful. Sometimes it comes up crashing onto the sand in huge tidal waves, bringing havoc and destruction onto the beach, onto the sand where it lands. But sometimes, more often, is just gentle, just little ripples in the water. but still ever constant, still ever flowing. And that steady state is what we want to reach in our mind as well. A steady state of contentment and quietness, where we are unaffected, undisturbed by any restlessness of the mind or whatever is going on in our lives. We remain supreme and steady. So now make the auto suggestion to yourself, ingrain it in your mind and heart by repeating it to yourself 3 times mentally. I remain steadfast in the path of yoga. With that comes the desire for that knowledge that allows us to be unaffected by pain and suffering. Now, bring the attention slowly back. Imagine again that the body has reappeared into view, into your consciousness. And start to feel yourself coming back and reconnecting with the body, in the body. Starting to feel the breath again. Becoming aware of the fingers and toes. Awakening them gently by just introducing some soft movements, wiggling of the toes or the fingers. Little stretches, little movements to acknowledge their existence. And with the utmost gentleness and mindfulness and reverence, move silently back into a seated position. Do so in a way that allows you to remain as tranquil as we were in the practice of Shavasana. Sitting tall and supreme as always, with the intention of carrying out all your offerings into the world, where yoga doesn't stop on the mat. It is a life path. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the divine grace within. This concludes our practice. Thank you so very much for coming. Namaste.